In Afghanistan, years of war have turned 1.5 million children into orphans, their childhood scarred. Still, there are people trying to make a difference, one child at a time. CCTV's Asieh Namdar talked with one woman who's giving many of them a home and hope.
The situation of Afghanistan, particularly the children who suffer the most, made me to start the orphanages or work for children.
That is Asieh Fareed, a hero to hundreds of Afghan children who had nowhere to turn in a country that has endured Soviet invasion, Taliban's brutal regime, suicide bombings, and U.S. airstrikes. For the past 10 years, Fareed has created a safe home for the orphans of Afghanistan. AFCECO, Afghan Child Education and Care Organization, is a place to grow, learn, and put behind their painful pasts. The children here were displaced by war, subjected to poverty, violence, and child labor. Many have lost one or both parents. Some were just abandoned and had to live on the streets. More than 600 children in 11 orphanages come from different ethnic backgrounds. But Fareed says everyone is treated the same, with respect and dignity. Fareed, born during the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, wanted to give back after spending her childhood in refugee camps of Pakistan and Iran. She says she was one of the lucky ones.
I was fortunate enough to receive an education. I realized that it's a call on me to give back to Afghanistan.
Fareed puts great emphasis on education, especially for girls who were banned from going to school under the Taliban.
Each day in life is training.
Girls also play sports. They even have their own football team, breaking the barriers in a country where there's little athletic opportunity for young women. Fareed's passion, courage, and vision for improving the lives of Afghan youth have gotten her international recognition, including praise from U.S. President Barack Obama.
Asieh Fareed, an extraordinary woman from Afghanistan who's taken great risks to educate the next generation, one girl at a time.
Her dream for the kids, to live in a country full of possibility and opportunity, where there's peace and security, and where getting an education doesn't mean risking your life.
I hope for these kids, again, to walk from school, from home to school and back and forth without any fear.
Fareed's love for the children, her tireless devotion and passion for education have already transformed countless lives while fostering Afghanistan's future leaders, full of promise and hope.
And Asieh is here in the Washington Broadcast Center. We hear so often about kids being recruited by the Taliban, where they may even pay the families. Did you talk at all about how to keep them away from the Taliban?
We did talk about it, Mike, and I think her magic formula is education, because once you educate these youngsters, you give them opportunities, you give them options, and once they have that, they have hope. Once you have hope, you have no reason to join the extremists.
How about if people watching this say, I want to do something, I want to be a part of this, how would they go about supporting this cause?
You will be amazed how little it takes to help this organization. AFCECO.org is the website. You can sponsor a child, make a donation, or just support various programs. There are art classes, there are music classes, and you can do it with very little money.
And it's great to see a story like this, because all too often all we see are the bombs and the deaths and all of that sort of things, but there is hope there, and we're seeing it obviously in the case.
You betcha.
Asieh, thanks so much.
Sure. Thanks, Mike.